it, we bring it out, we make sure his elbow is tight, left elbow goes down, we bend the wrist, and we have a very tight Kimura from our trap triangle position. So we go for Kimura first by bringing the foot to the hip, far foot to the hip to extract the hand from the hip. This is a key point that I'm a big believer in, rather than tucking the foot first. Bring the hand away from the hip and then you have your choice. You can tuck the foot then, because the arm is out, or you can leave the foot on the hip. In this case, we got our bottom leg free, and we go for our, this attacking sequence off Kimura. Oh, okay, now we had the reverse triangle. Then I locked up a Kimura on neck, and we pried the arm out. We looked at using that foot on the hip to pry the arm out and get our bottom leg all the way around the back. It's a matter of preference for me. I prefer to lock our trap triangle and then finish off the trap triangle. But this may not be possible if you're able to get this bottom leg out and you're here and they don't bring the head up. The head is down. And he didn't respond quite the same way. You will be able to start finishing the Kimura, but most likely your opponent or training partner will be able to roll. There's nothing really stopping him from rolling. And then we're gonna take advantage of when he rolls. So we'll just rotate this way, buddy. So when we begin to submit him, we start to get the Kimura going. When somebody rolls or about to roll, your right foot, the bottom foot, needs to come up by the head. Okay? I don't want to keep it low on the back anymore when he rolls, because you'll get stuck underneath him. So as he starts to roll, the foot drifts up by the head, and I like to point the toes. And what that's going to do is it lets me track him, but it keeps my right leg safe. Okay? It keeps it from getting completely stuck. So we'll from this side over here, buddy. So we'll take a look at a different angle so that you can see as Nick rolls, my right foot. See how it's not stuck? It's not stuck deep under the back. And what that allows me to do is press my body up and step back over Nick's head. And now we still have a very finishable Kimura. I can tuck the arm in and begin my right shoulder roll. Okay, which will he may tap immediately depending on the flexibility of his shoulders, or my right shoulder roll may sit him up in a way that it just allows me to lock my trap triangle and continue to submit him from the trap triangle. Okay, so some things might happen there. It might submit him right away. It might cause him to sit up and follow you, and then if that's the case, it exposes that possibility of locking your trap triangle and then just submitting your training partner or opponent straight from the trap triangle. This is going to be very common. This roll through will be very common when he doesn't tuck his hand under his leg or bring his head up. I won't be able to get his head. So from that reverse triangle, I get the reverse triangle locked. Okay, I've established a Kimura grip. I moved my foot out. I brought the arm out. I've got my bottom leg out, and then I've squared up. But he doesn't do anything. So we go ahead and start the Kimura. And as he rolls, my right foot goes nice and high by the neck. I use the Kimura, I use the grip of the Kimura. My right hand presses my opposite hand to the floor, and then we backstep. Now we're able to submit him here, or begin to roll through again. When we roll through again, let's move to the single way. When we roll through again with this Kimura, it's important to make sure that we bend his elbow. So I've got my hand, I don't want the arm out here. I want to make sure that the elbow is excessively bent. Okay, I want to try to bend his hand under his body as we re-roll. That way the arm is bent, it's strong, and you can potentially submit him before you even shoulder roll. But if we do shoulder roll, if he begins to sit up, as he sits up, we lock our trap triangle, and then there is our submission. So we must be ready to roll through. If we get our bottom leg out into a good position, we must be ready to go ahead and roll him with the threat of submitting him in Kimura. It will cause him to re-roll, and then we will still continue with our triangle. If for any reason you decide that you lost the Kimura grip, he counters the Kimura grip, then you just stay on top of cross side. So in this scenario, I have the reverse triangle. I went for the Kimura. I move my hip out. I free the arm. I free my bottom leg. I begin sweeping him. I sweep him well, and then something happens. I lost the grip. Something happens. Then we sit up and we sit on his shoulder. Okay, this is very important. And now we're on this cross-side scenario that many things can happen. But if I want to pin him, I just need to be mindful of this arm right here. I need to make sure that I swim as an underhook this way, or I swim as an underhook this way. Either of those two scenarios will help me pin him across side. This one could expose his back if he turns, but at least I'll pin him. Left arm, if it goes inside here, we will also pin him by scissoring the legs and coming up to the top of cross side. And then there's a whole game there, of course. If he turns, we can re-Kimura the far arm, and we get going with this sequence that have gone in over in other DVD systems. So very important there, that if we roll him and we feel that it's failing, it's no problem. Just sit on the shoulder. So one more time, I'll take a look at that. So we have our reverse triangle. I got the bottom leg out. We rolled him through. I used my hand to push my body up. And I feel like, hey, he turned, whatever it is. I sit on his shoulder. And now we're ready to face. We're ready to make sure our right arm goes underneath, our left arm goes underneath, or make sure we're ready for our Kimura on the far arm to finish. Okay? Whatever suits your fancy or whatever situation happens, we want to be able to take care of one of those things right then and there.